sit down. I mean, every time I walk out here, it's, you know, the energy of our show, and then I'm like, y'all, we got a show to do. It's like, you know, let's get to it. And today's show, you're going to want to get to it because we are talking about out but not over. I know we've had that feeling in our lives. You feel like you're down or you're out, but then somebody says something, you know, but I'm not over. Hold up. We're going to get it started with our first guest. The longest running cast member on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Kenya Moore. So recently, Kenya has been in the center of a controversy that led to a suspension from the show and really confusion over her fate. Over the years, Kenya has come to visit me and the Tam fam, sharing her many career successes, her beautiful daughter Brooklyn's milestones, and she shared the hard times with us too, the end of her marriage and her best friend Kandi Burruss's exit from the housewife. We talked about all kinds of things. Through ups and downs, people have counted her out before, but Kenya says she is never over. And today, in a daytime exclusive, Kenya is here to finally, I don't know if you could ever clear air, right? But you have, and you know what's happened to you. And she is ready to talk about, from her point of view, of being removed from the show and what her next chapter looks like. Take a look.
You're not going to shade me at my own event. Exactly who are you and why are you talking to me?
Over 11 successful seasons as a lead star on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Kenya Moore became a fan favorite with all the drama she delivered and the slick shade she could strategically throw, earning her the nickname, the Shade Assassin.
I never attacked Phaedra personally, and I don't deserve that. Even if you thought it, it shouldn't have even been said.
Kenya was one of just 2 cast members to survive a cast shakeup ahead of the show's highly anticipated upcoming 16th season. But back in June, Housewife fans were shocked to hear Kenya was abruptly and indefinitely suspended during filming pending an investigation by Bravo. The reality star allegedly displayed sexually explicit photos of new cast member Brittany Edie during the grand opening of her new Kenya Moore hair spa. The scandal went viral and sparked headlines in LA Times, USA Today, and Deadline, referring to allegations of revenge porn. Kenya quickly responded to the allegations on social media, saying, quote, "So many false claims hiding behind anonymous sources. All this conversation and no facts being reported. If a claim or source was valid, would they need to hide?"
You will be seeing me. I'm not going anywhere.
Has said that the fallout was devastating to everything she spent her life building. She may be out on the show that brought her some fame, but Kenya's career is far from over. She's working on a new project with her beautiful daughter, Brooklyn. Brooklyn is here as well. Before she comes out, though, we have to have an adult conversation. So let's bring out, in a daytime exclusive, Kenya Moore.
That feels good.
Good. I'm
Yes.
happy. Well, I made, you know, because I think originally people believe that the show brought you fame. You are an historic figure on your own right, being the first to win.
Second
to win Miss Universe.
Yes.
And so
Miss USA.
Miss USA. I apologize. Live TV, and I'm just winging it.
Close.
I get it right, but nevertheless, you're a historic figure.
You.
The show didn't make you famous. It added to you and your brand.
Definitely.
Longest running on the show.
Yes.
Cast member for the Atlanta series.
Yes.
There are some things we need to clear up, or you need to clear up. You were not fired, or were you fired?
I was never fired. I was never fired. So there were a lot of headlines that spread across the world. Kenya was fired, she was let go, all of those things, and they were not true.
What is true?
What is true is that, you know, where do you want me to start?
Well, are you a part of the show?
I am still under contract, and I am still an employee of the network.
So
and
you
the
still
show.
receive checks from the show?
I still do.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So,
Okay.
period. Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you, because we're going to be honest.
Yeah, you have to be
I
honest.
called you.
Yes.
I called you and I said, what is going on?
Yes.
I'm not going to pretend that this is someone that I am not friendly with. But I don't know. I'm not playing dumb right now. You
Right.
know that. I called to check on you. I didn't
Yes.
call to get the scoop.
Yes.
So you're still being paid by Bravo. You've not been fired from the show. I felt that this was a ploy for ratings. I have felt from the beginning, and I have not told you this, because it doesn't make sense. I think if this is a case of revenge porn and there's an investigation, and I hope that there was, why are you still being paid?
So here's the thing. That's another lie. I was never under suspicion for revenge porn. I never, ever, from the network, their mouths exactly, you were never under investigation for revenge porn. That is something someone put on their Instagram along with law to point a finger at me for something that was completely a false narrative.
So why aren't you on the show?
I'm not on the show because we started filming, and this is a pivotal season for Real Housewives, and they had a lot of new girls, and as you said before, I was one of the few that survived, and we were really excited to get the season started, and some of the new girls, you know, as in the past, they come on and they're trying to make a name for themselves, especially when they're not really showing up.
But that's a part of the franchise,
That's a
right?
part of the
No one wants to
franchise.
see a boring Housewives episode.
Exactly.
And so some of the things that come on, you know, people are keeping it spicy for a reason.
Yes.
Okay.
But when you go too far, and that's what happened, we were having a filming, and things took like a really dark turn. And toward me, there was a young lady who was new, and she just was poking the bear. And everybody knows, you know, the saying that I made up, don't come for me unless I send for you.
Right.
And that means simply, I mind my business. And I
Right.
don't start anything, I respond. So during this taping, the young lady escalated it to the point of tearing off mics, screaming all kind of obscenities at me, and threatening me. I felt threatened.
So let me pause here, because I have to be fair to this person, Brittany Edie. She has nothing on her Instagram about this. I've never met her. I don't know.
It's been deleted.
There's nothing on her Instagram about this.
Yes.
We reached out. She did not respond to her. And I actually don't want to litigate her actions, because I do believe people don't get to respond, to pick how you respond.
They do not get to choose how you respond.
But you have to be accountable for how you respond.
100%.
So whatever, which I have no tape of, I don't know what happened. You've explained to the audience that there was some escalation and some things that went on there. But going to your reaction to it, so you're alleging this thing happened between you, the two of us. You think her behavior or alleged behavior was because she wanted to make a name for herself on the show. Okay, I don't know any of that.
Right.
Take me to the salon, because I'm all proud because you have a new salon. You're opening this new business, and no one is talking about you opening their business. They are reports that you had.
It overshadowed it.
You overshadowed it.
Yes.
This is what happened. They are saying you had these pictures of her.
Yes. Okay, let me tell you what happened. So from that night where all of this stuff happened, and there were threats in my direction, and I felt very concerned. I told the producers, I'm concerned, I'm scared, and I kind of feel like they said, oh, we'll take care of it. And it didn't feel like it was taken care of. They actually made me feel like I was being like a black Karen. Like, here Kenya goes again. Nothing really happened. They were joking or something. I don't take threats or the way that I felt. You can't invalidate my feelings. And it was a real concern for me. I'm a single mom with a beautiful child that if anything happened to me, no one would be there for her.
So you felt threatened by some actions that happened?
Yes, and she repeatedly said, or it was said, that you don't know who I am. So I didn't feel like I was being protected, and I took matters into my own hands.
What did you do?
I did my research on her. I found a lot of information, especially in the, explicit world, with a few clicks, with people helping me. I didn't get things sent to me, photos or videos that I did see, allegedly that were her. And I said, okay, if no one else is going to step up for me and protect me, I'm going to protect myself, and I'm going to tell everyone what I found out about her. It's a receipt. And before I joined Housewives of any franchise, 5 years in, we made up the term receipts, right?
Yeah.
If you find dirt on someone or somebody is messing with you, you come back with what? A receipt. Right. I found a valid receipt found on the internet.
So you knew that Bravo was recording your
Yes, it was
salon.
during a taping. Everyone signed waivers. It was during a taping. I didn't stand out on the corner, posting anything. It was during a taping. And we know, even with nudity that has happened on the show, they blur things out. So at the end of the day, I knew that they would likely blur it out because whatever it was that I found, they didn't like the receipt. It was explicit. And they didn't like, I found a lot, but I only showed one.
Okay, so at the salon, you have these images up that you say you found on your own.
I pulled them out at some point.
So they were up. At some point, you pulled them out.
That was one part of it, yes.
But they're up.
Yes.
Okay. And
they were
so
shown.
you assumed that they would be blurred out when this aired.
Of course they would. They can't show
because
nudity.
they can't show this.
Yes.
Were you building a moment? I mean, I know you said the other person was trying to make a name for themselves, allegedly. Mm-hmm. Were you trying to have a Kenya moment doing this, and it backfired?
I don't think that it's a Kenya moment. I live my truth.
But you're the shade assassin.
I'm the shade assassin, but my moment is my life. Right. You know what I mean? So I don't need to create a moment. Right. There's a difference.
Which surprised me because I know, again, we have a lot of people and friends in common, and I know how TV works. I know how to produce a show, produce this show.
Yes.
I was surprised by the level of aggression in this, because that didn't seem like you.
Listen, in hindsight is always 50-50. And if I could do it all over again, I believe the photos were very distasteful, and I elevated the situation. I've elevated situations before,
so
and I've taken full accountability for the things that I've done. I am sorry for what I've done. I didn't have to take it that far. But when I felt threatened, I've never had a child and be in a situation like this before. So that's why I escalated it to the point where I was protecting not only myself, but my child.
We reached out to Bravo, and they said, we take all allegations of violations of our policies seriously, reviewed the matter, and took appropriate action. But to Kenya's point, you are still employed. Yes. There's no silencing you, and you are moving forward.